So, so in emptying my head now, what I just want to know is that I'm going to empty a bowl, and as far as I'm concerned, that's the common core. The predication of the common core is the UDHR. It's more like it's the sort of fabric of it, and the only parts of the economy that we can say, everybody understands it as a common core, even if we don't have the actual practice of it, is that everybody should be able to eat and actually eat properly the food that's appropriate to their body, their culture, their nutritional needs, their age range, blah 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 blah, everything. And even within that, we can still have a variegated economy. And the thing that makes me think that is the avocado. Like, I love avocado, and I was taught to love avocado by my dad. I actually thought it was disgusting the first time I ate it, and then he sprinkled a little bit of salt on it, and it was like nice. And then you have it with rice and stew, and it's amazing. But I also read that avocado farming is a problem for us as a global economy. Now, I, as an avocado eater, my absolute extreme position would be, okay, yeah, just stop farming it. Everybody stop. I will give it up for everybody. At the moment, like, I don't know what the actual real import of my giving up my delight in avocado is versus the economy. Because if I stop it, it doesn't mean people are going to stop farming avocados. It doesn't mean people are going to reduce the amount of avocado farming they're doing. I need to know that we're going to meet the target of avocados being reduced, and the replacement of not having avocados, and that means that the cessation is not going to be like we're replacing it with, I don't know, corn-based avocado, which is actually made with like pressing oil, and that means that the oil is going to, like, basically it can't have a negative impact that's cancels out the fact that we're giving up our avocado eating. It's pointless. We have to figure out like what is just like basta. No. So if it's like, okay, we're producing at the moment 50,000 avocados, we need to produce 10,000 only. That's the safe level of avocados the world can consume. That means there are 200 countries in the world. Let's assume that there are, I don't know, 1,000 of people in the world who like avocados. And all of us are dotted. I don't know, there are 200 countries, so that's probably like, I don't know, 20 people in each country. There's probably over representation in different places. But basically, I should either have a ration of avocado, or it should be like an unboxing experience, right? Like somebody like my father would be like, this is a culinary delight. You pass an exam or something, and it's like, this is your rice and stew. They've cooked you your normal rice and stew with meat, but look, here's an avocado. Okay, taste it without the salt on it. Mm. You like the taste? Okay, yeah, it tastes like a nut. It's a little bit fresh. It's sharp, and he's like, okay. And maybe you get two, because because if you have an overripe avocado, it tastes different from a uh, sort of nuttier one. And if you then have that, if you're then given the avocado and they just sprinkle the salt and they taste it again now, and that then gives you, and that's an experiential thing. And perhaps a family that is wealthy will be able to do that for their kid every month, or every year. And maybe a family that's middling income, that does have a basic income but is not like super wealthy, will be able to like say, once you get the avocado, in the way that for many of us growing up in Nigeria in the 20th century, you in a sense, if you were smart, you got the fish head, at least. Yeah, basically. And I'm sure in a lot of places, that's what people throw away. You got the fish head, and anecdotally anyway, you don't eat the sort of back end of the chicken. So basically, for me, the common core is like, yeah, that set of rules is what allows us to have a dialogue about how we make food available for everybody, and still have a market for pleasure and for experience, and also for punishment and reward. And I mean, I come back to this phrase. The extremist position is no food for lazy man, and the extreme right position is no food for lazy man, and the extreme left position is every man must eat and every man must eat well, and it's doesn't matter whose money it is, I go carry them as I want, you know. Those are two extreme positions. The center position is small, maybe small food for lazy man, you know, big food for big woman, and good food for good picking, good food for bad picking, but no go chop am well, you know. So basically, yeah, it's like when all is said and done, that's the conversation that really needs to be had, because actually it's the conversation about everything else. Because once the reason people want to get wealthy is so that they can effectively chop life, and apart from the dignified parts of it that are snooty, that people that are class indicators but not socioeconomic indicators, what you then get to is the fact that there even what we consider to be luxurious actually is can be put onto an experiential scale that people can save towards or not save towards. I can live in a world without oysters. I probably would not want to grow up as a person who is super literary without ever tasting an oyster. If I taste an oyster once or twice in my life, hey, great. Oh, if I taste an oyster once or twice in my life with champagne, great. And I might say, I don't see what the fuss, what all the fuss is about. Now, apparently, I think you can eat like pearls, like I think, as far as I understand it. Now, imagine you're from some parts of the economy where you can do that, but so then that becomes that mark. So yeah, it's experiential more in terms of the market, and then the basics need to be a better level. And in a sense, part of it is it's Sharon Stone in a Gap T-shirt, but for everybody in terms of food. So everybody should have a Gap T-shirt or Gap clothing. That's like so. The basic class is a global class. At the moment, it's the precariat. It's like precarity is what defines our age, and even people who are wealthy. And it's extraordinary to read that somebody earning £100,000 does not feel they have enough money to survive. It's extraordinary to read that somebody like Elon Musk is working two jobs, not because of money, but because he is so wealthy that he needs to demonstrate to all of us that he works so hard and he meritoriously deserves his position. And it is not correct. He is an intelligent person, but his intelligence and his ability are not the only things that got him to where he is. So no matter how many times you tell us that you're working 4 hour jobs, as far as we know, right? You probably don't have to clean your toilet. You don't have to make your bed. You don't have to file your taxes. You don't have to check your email without an automated somebody who's probably filtering out the crap that somebody shouldn't be sending you. You don't have to check the bus timetables. You don't have to worry about who's going to pick Jimmy up from school. You don't have to worry about your breastfeeding cycle. You don't have to worry about your period. You don't have to worry about your prostate glands because you probably have a doctor who's going to call you and say you're up for an examination. You don't have to worry about where you're going to be buried because you probably have somebody planning that for you. You don't have somebody who's got to worry about, if you're taking it to the extreme, what your daughter's wedding present is going to be, because they kind of know what you've given them a list, like she likes this, if you're conscientious, and so yeah, it's not the precarity exists across the board, but the precarity of the people of the elite is about ego, it's about identity, and that's fine. But the real precarity that we need to address is about whether people can eat first. Deal with that as a global thing. Like literally know that the basket of food is sorted. It might fluctuate, etc. Lots of things to work out, but as a basic, that's done. You know, we literally don't go to India and go, oh my God, people are so poor, but they're so humble and so grateful. It's like, no, fuck that shit. Let's go to a museum and go, look, wow, people were so poor. We used to walk to school with no shoes on. And then, you can be like Good Luck Jonathan and walk to school with no shoes on as a fashion statement. Yeah, let's do that. Huh? Would you like that?